Sally was quiet and private, and she liked her space and everything. But we were office mates, three of us actually. Steve Nagel and Sally and I shared an office for several years until we all went on separate missions. We were both mechanical arm operators, and we flew together a lot. She would typically be in the back seat of the T-38, which is where the instructor usually sits in the Air Force training environment, and the full controls and everything so they can learn how to fly really well. She had never flown before, but I showed her a few things, and then she would pick them up real quick. The most memorable flights we made was one morning, the three of us, Steve Nagel, also our office mate, the three of us had to go to Colorado Springs from Houston. So we took off around 8 o'clock in the morning, so about an hour and a half flight up to Colorado Springs. And we're climbing up, and I showed Sally how to do what we call a canopy roll. So Steve was in the lead, his airplane by himself, and then she and I were behind on the wing. So I back up just a little bit to make sure it's safe, and I roll up over the airplane like this, upside down, and come down on the other side. So it's a way to go from the left wing, the right wing to the left wing, and then back again like that, And it's the kind of thing fighter pilots do, once you get familiar with the airplane and you've got some experience, you can do that pretty readily. It's not really an overly difficult maneuver. But for a beginner, it's pretty hard. So Sally, the first time she did it, she just made a little burble, but almost perfect. And the second time she did it, it was perfect. And I thought to myself, wow, she really picks this up fast. And when she was here visiting Lehigh, I introduced her with that story. And she started smiling right away because she knew where I was coming from. Being one of her Capcoms was part of it, and she was so excited. Of course, we were all excited, but I remember her quote when she was maybe 3 minutes after launch or so. They quieted down, the solid rockets were off, and she keyed the mic and told mission control, this is really an e-ticket ride. And a lot of us kind of looked at each other. Sally was a Southern California girl, so she knew Disneyland real well. So in Disneyland, when you want to go on the real extreme rides, you buy an e-ticket, what they call. So she said, this is really an e-ticket, and we all kind of looked at each other. And then someone from California said, well, that's Disneyland, that's the e-ticket. That was a big deal for Sally, too. That was her message after she left NASA. She formed the Sally Ride Institute, and the mission of the Institute was to reach out to young women, girls in their middle school ages, and make sure they knew that they can do science and math as well, and engineering. So she was really dedicated to that.